used them on the East Coast a few times, the New York area when I lived there. I mean, I left the New York area in '92, but then I managed them overseas, and that was quite the experience, to say the least. 1993, managed them in Vienna, Austria, and in this match, he was basically wrestling I forgot the kid's name. Lanny Poffo brought him. He was just like a Florida independent wrestler. Essentially, it was just going to be kind of a squash match, I guess you would say. But we were in Vienna. Now, I worked that room, the Stadthalle in Vienna, a few times before that. In fact, I managed Hercules against the Ultimate Warrior in front of a sold-out Stadthalle crowd maybe a year prior to this. So I'm managing the Sheik. He does everything. He does the national anthem. He used to do the Iranian national anthem. Not as great of a singer as Nikolai, of course, but we have a very good rapport, Sheik and I. We hang out all the time. I mean, I love being around the Sheik. Where a lot of guys were kind of apprehensive of hanging out with him. I used to go out to nightclubs with him, spend a lot of time with him. And on this particular occasion, we're in Vienna, and everything's going just great. You're doing everything like we always did. I'm standing at the ring, and he's yelling at me. What are you doing? What are you doing? Fucking jabroni, what are you doing? And I'm looking around like, is he talking to me? Like, what? What? Like, this is completely out of character. I've never seen him act like this towards me. And he kept yelling at me. And I said, well, there's something wrong. I'm just going to stand here and not do anything. I thought maybe he thought I was taking away from his match, because one thing he would do when we're in the ring and before the match, he'd say, work the people. Okay, calm down. Okay, that's enough. Okay, work the people. Okay, that's enough. Well, so I thought maybe that was the issue. But he kept yelling at me, and it was odd, and I just stood there during the match. I didn't do a damn thing. I didn't even turn to the people. So I thought that was maybe what the problem was. Well, we get back to the locker room, and I said, Sheik, what's wrong? What did I do wrong? Why were you yelling at me? He said, you stand in front of promoter. They can't see Iron Sheik. So I was standing in front of the promoter that was sitting at the timekeeper's table. And, of course, I would block out the entire ring, of course, and the promoter wouldn't be able to see him. As if the promoter hasn't seen him before. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, It was just like, it put me in shock. Like, why is he just going off on me like this? But I had such great experiences with him. I mean, on that tour, we had both Van Hammer and Greg the Hammer Valentine. And the Sheik started referring to Van Hammer as Big Hammer. And, of course, Greg became Little Hammer. So after a while, Greg started getting a little fucking pissed off. Why is it that I got to be Little Hammer? And I've been in the business longer than him. Shouldn't I be Big Hammer? And, of course, if you know me, I guess I'm a little bit of an instigator. And I would push them. We're being in customs, coming back from the tour, standing in line, and I'd prod Sheik or Valentine or whatever, and it would get started again. It was great. It was actually it was really a fun rib that went on that tour. One night, we're leaving the hotel, and we stayed at this beautiful resort in Vienna, Austria. And staying there was Grace Jones. I never saw her, but apparently the boys saw her, like, I don't know, in the sauna, in the gym, or whatever. And Van Hammer was bragging that he's messing around with Grace Jones while we're staying there. Well, Sheik took a little exception to that. That fucking jabroni, he think that he number one. He sleep with the Grace Jones. Fuck that jabroni. And one time we're in the shuttle and we're going out. We think this was probably the night before the big show. We're waiting for Van Hammer to get on the shuttle. She just told the driver, just go. Fuck that jabroni. No reason for us to wait for him. We go. And we just left him there. We didn't take him out with us. Which was probably maybe for the best anyway, because, I mean, Sheiky baby, and a hammer could have gotten into it. Yeah, very entertaining being around the Sheik. He was a great guy. I can't say enough about him. After